So you went to add a song and it wasn't in our library. I spelt it wrong, but salvation is here, but it doesn't show up there. Now you've got to go down and actually find the song. Now, here's a song called Salvation is Here, but if you know for a fact that's not what's going to be sung, and you might need to get a hold of someone on the worship team or ask them if there's any questions about it. But I'm looking at this song here by Joel Houston of Hillsong. Now, we've got the song. I can see that there's 5 lines of text. 5 lines of text. 1, 2, 3. We'll have to figure out how to do those. We might have to do some playing around. This might be a good song for practice. So I'm going to add this song. Now, our standard is 4 lines. We do it by line break. Shouldn't be changing that stuff. Shouldn't be changed. But again, we did a sermon a little bit ago, so I'm going back to worship. The template is a song template. It's called 2-line bar, and I don't even know how to change that. But we see 2 lines of text, 3 lines, 4 or 5. So we're doing 4 as our default. And I'm going to say import that song. So here we go. Now remember there was 5 lines. Well, that's why there's 4 over here and 1. Because they do 4 lines, then they created a new slide. Now, as you can see, this doesn't look very good, and we need to fix it. So after adding it, first thing we need to do is reflow it. Now, whether it's over here in the library or down here in our playlist, we can right-click and say reflow document. If you're making any mass changes, you need to add or delete slides, anything like that, it should always be done by reflowing. Now, if there was a small typo, you can do that right here. But the main thing is we don't want to edit these slides in this mode because it can mess a lot of stuff up. We want to go to the reflow, and here we go. If you've already learned about arrangements, if you're trying to reflow an already created song, you want to make sure you're in the main arrangement, not the default. So otherwise you'll have 6 choruses on here where I just want 1 verse 1 to deal with, 1 verse 2, etc. So I look over here and see that these don't even fit on the same line. So I'm going to say God above, and if you don't know the song, this is harder. But if you do God above all the world in motion, God above all the world in motion. Something like that. God above all my hopes and fears. And then I'm going to have to sing, so bear with me here. And I don't care what the world throws at me, what the world throws at me now. I'm going to be all right. So as you see, I'm trying to chunk these down into natural breaks. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's nice to do the breaks on natural pauses in the sentences. Hear the sound of the generations making loud their freedom song. So I'm going to insert a line break to split it. And then if I go down here, as long as this is all green, meaning it's the same verse 2, it's the same group, I just delete, hit the delete button, and it moves that back up. I was editing and wasn't really explaining as I was going. So all that looks good now. Chorus 1. Now, I don't like having things in brackets, which means we're going to have to make a salvation 2 or a chorus 2 or maybe a chorus 3. So, chorus 1 should look like this. I'm actually going to go down here and call this chorus 2 by going to new group and saying chorus 2. And we're going to edit that in a second here because I'm going to go like this. Right click and copy all that. Stick that down there. Paste that. So, because I know my God, because I know my God saved the day, and I know His word never fails. And I know my God made a way for me. Salvation is here. Okay, there's that one's done. Next down here, because I know my God saved the day, and I know His word never fails. And I know my God made a way for me. It's gonna be all right. So that's chorus 2. Now you'll notice again, they're almost the same, But anytime you want to do a chorus differently, you should make a whole separate group for it. One great example of this is some songs, I would sing all of this, and I'd sing all this the first time through the chorus. But then if they were going to sing the chorus twice, sometimes they don't sing that last line when they repeat it. So it's like they'd sing all this, they'd sing this line and this line, then they'd go back and sing all this again. So sometimes we'll make one chorus. Chorus 1 is all of it. Chorus 2 is all of it minus that line. I prefer just having the right words up there and not just putting the words up and then skipping them. So that should all be good. It's going to be all right. Now, salvation is here. Salvation is here, and he lives in me. Let's do a side break. Salvation is here. Salvation that died just to set me free. It's here. Salvation is here, and he lives in me. Salvation is here. Because you are alive, and you live in me. Salvation is here. Salvation is here, and he lives in me. Salvation is here, because you are alive, and you live in me. Salvation is here. I'm going to say that's the same thing twice. If it's the exact same thing twice, 1, 2, 3, 4, we just got to remember to put that in 2 times. So, new group. This last group down here at the bottom, we're going to call the background. You always make one background slide. It's one slide by itself. It's blank. But now if we look at all those all look good. I know it's kind of a lengthy message, but here we go. So I close out. My reflowing is done. Now, there's no particular order to some of this next stuff, but if you know the song, we click on video and image, and it pulls up all of our videos and images. Purchased. These are the ones that came free when we purchased our software. Now, I'm going to drag this down so we can see a little more, or just drag our background slide. You can pick any one you want. A couple of them I really don't like where is it? Oh, I don't see it. Maybe I deleted it. Oh, this one's like pretty, I don't know. It's just kind of big and moving. I like things that are a bit more subtle. That's not too bad. That's pretty, in fact, I kind of like that one. Put that right there. Oh, now you can see there's a black bar. Now all these have the bar because that's where the, it's for the text to be seen better, but I don't like that on the background slide. So I'm going to right click, template, default. That just makes it a blank slide basically is our default. So there, now we have a background that's going to go when we play our songs. I think that looks pretty good. One trick that I don't think you need to do normally, but I like to do it, is if I think those things are moving too fast, you can actually right click, go to the media properties, and I can actually change the effects of the video, and I can go over here to the play rate of that video and drop it down to 75%, close out of there. Now when I click on it, they're going to move just a little bit slower, a little bit more subtle. I like that. So last thing we have to do is set up the arrangement. So coming over here, we talked arrangements before, but this is doing it from scratch. So I need to go here and I need to create a new arrangement, and we always just create a default arrangement. Unless we're going to have multiples, we have our default. Now I know how this song goes. If you don't know how the song goes, you might need to pull up the YouTube video. It's probably one of the most simple ways if there's no one to help. Or sometimes you can find the lyrics online in order with every repeat included. But if I recall, the song, I always start with a background. So we have a background at the beginning and the end. And if there's ever going to be an instrumental where it's just music for a while, it's nice to have a background there too, so you know that there's not going to be any singing for a little bit. But they sing verse 1. They sing verse 2. They sing the, let's see here. Let's see here. Let me here. It's going to be all right. Oh, yeah. Then there's an instrumental here. So I'm going to put it between verse 1 and 2. Then it's, hear the sound of the generation, it's going to be all right, because I know salvation is here. So they sing another instrumental. And then it goes back to verse 1 again. And then the song, be all right. Right. It's going to be all right because I know. So either way, I'm going to go through this. I actually don't need to make this song perfect. And then there's a background after chorus here. A little bit of an instrumental. There was 2 bridges. I remember that. And I know my God save the day. I think that's how the song goes. We can always check in. Again, you can always change it during the worship practice. But there I've pretty much added a song. It's all fit to the right size. It all looks real good. One last little bit of advice I didn't add earlier is, let's say it's a hymn, and you can almost fit that whole hymn. Again, we could go back to reflow, and maybe if I had done the template and I had done the 5 lines, maybe I can just fit the whole verse 1 in 5 lines on one slide, and sometimes that's nice. But what if there's just one line that's giving you a hard time? Well, let's say I actually wanted, I'm going to go in here and edit this way, which I don't normally do. If I wanted all this to be on one line, but it doesn't fit. Well, if I absolutely feel it's necessary, I can highlight it, come over here, and down the size of that one line until it does fit. Now, I just took it down to 116. I don't think that's horrible, but probably 115, I mean maybe 110 if you're desperate. How small is 110? Oh, I don't want to go there. I just want to edit, undo all this stuff that I just did. Let's see your Command Z, 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 Z. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to back out, right click, template. This will fix everything. 4-line bar. And then quick edit. Look at that. Got above. All the world in motion. Boom. Quick edit's good if you just want to edit the text. You can't do any font, can't do anything else, but you can edit the text. So there you go. That's creating and adding a song, and hopefully everything you need to know for that. Hope that helps.